So next, we'd like to move into our final core pillar, exercise regularly. So I think this is like the most common thing we all know that we should do, but yet sometimes it's super difficult for us to do so. So with this, we would like to welcome Dr. Sabbitan Balakrishnan, a clinical psychiatrist and meditation educator who blends mental wellness with physical vitality. Doctor, the screen is yours.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you see my slides? Let me just set the timer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone, to our E.A.S.E webinar. Firstly, I'd just like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. It's a wonderful journey to be empowered to care and make decisions for your own well-being. And so, move better, feel better, your guide to exercise. That will be my topic for today. I'm Dr. Sabbitan Balakrishnan, clinical psychiatrist and a lifestyle medicine advocate. So, the first question for each and every one of you today, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear exercise? Just pop into chat. When you hear the word exercise, what's the first word, that comes to your mind? Just pop into chat. Let's see if you have a few responses. Okay, we have a few responses already. All right. Feeling tired. Okay. So we have a mixed response here. Okay. Thank you so much for all right. Okay. Okay. Some of you said um lazy. Oh no. All right, wonderful. So as you can see here, this is what some of us will experience the moment we speak on exercise, right? We either say we have no time for it, we feel very tired, we feel because of our daily activities, routines, we feel so busy, and some of us are just very truthful, like some of you on chat today. You just feel lazy, and even if you're more truthful, you hate exercise, right? So the thing is, we are always so trained to give excuses, not only when it comes to exercise, but when it comes to a lot of things in life. So moving forward, let me introduce you to this character called Samnang. So this story is Samnang, a Cambodian person, medical healthcare worker, and also a very active person. He's in his early 40s right now, and he is a smoker. He smokes a cigarette, maybe one box per day. He doesn't exercise regularly. Of course, on and off, he drinks. He's a social drinker as well. He drinks alcohol when he actually feels stressed up. He goes to the bar, have a good time. He drinks. And then he easily gets stressed up and he uses all the coping mechanisms, as I mentioned above, to actually cope with his lifestyle. And most importantly, when he's back and he's too stressed, he's always on his social media scrolling and living a sedentary lifestyle. We'll come back to Samnang's story later, why I brought Samnang's story. But first let me just try to prove this point. Why exercise matters? This is one question we have to ask each and every one of us. This is a recent study from the National Health and Mobility Survey where it shows that over half a million of Malaysians are suffering from four non-communicable diseases. Okay, so if three, maybe more than half a million. This is four non-communicable diseases. When I used to work as a doctor initially, when I started practicing in clinic Kesihatan very long time ago, there only used to be three. And then now we have over half a million people with four non-communicable diseases. Meaning to say they have diabetes, they have hypertension, they have high cholesterol, and they also have obesity. So four non-communicable diseases in one body. As a nation, we are becoming fatter. I think we can recall what Sister Doreen said earlier about as a nation we are actually getting fatter. Yes, and this is actually evident in our National Health and Mobility Survey. Where we can see here that's an staggering increase. In 2021, our average obesity is about 44.5%, and in 2023, we are at 54.4%. There's a large margin of increase. So the question is, are you actually active enough? From the same survey, we found out that 1 in 3 Malaysians are not physically active, and 1 in 2 of them are living a sedentary lifestyle, meaning to say they spend at least over 2 hours a day either sitting, lying down, or reclining with their social media, as you can see in the picture above. And when we move on to adolescents, right, we notice that 1 in 3 adolescents are actually obese and overweight. This is in Malaysia, yeah. And 4 in 5 of them are actually physically inactive. 2 in 3 of them are being sedentary, especially with the recent developments of social media as well. So, what are the benefits now that we know that exercise, the lack of exercise is a growing concern? So, we want to share with you some benefits of exercise. So, maybe we can raise awareness so that you may incorporate exercise in your daily routine. So some of the physical exercise benefits of regular exercise would be it helps to strengthen your cardiovascular health, meaning your heart muscles. It improves your body circulation, so you have better blood flow throughout your entire body. It strengthens your muscles and bones, so that whenever you fall or something, it's easier for you to recover. Sometimes you notice that because of you don't regularly exercise, your body becomes very weak. Your muscles and bones easily fracture as well. So you also burn calories. Nowadays, there's so many types of diets ongoing that trust me, you can try all kinds of diet, but without exercise, the chances are it's not going to work. And then also boost your metabolism as well. Moving forward, mental health, physical health will also improve when you start regularly exercise. Your mental health will also significantly increase and improve the moment you start to exercise. As you can see here, when you start to regularly exercise, it is an important tool for those of you who regularly exercise. You will know that you can regulate your mood once you start to exercise daily. And this will actually will also reduce your stress and alleviate tension and also anxiety. We used to have the impression that all our happy receptors are actually happy hormones are all produced and it's all over packed in your brains. But that is not actually true. Recent studies show that when you contract your muscles, these same happy hormones are also excreted from your muscle. So it is safe to say that these happy hormones are actually produced not necessarily only when you involve or socially connect with people, but when you regularly exercise. That is why you notice that people who exercise regularly, they know the benefits because their mind feels really energized. So I'm really hoping that some of you who are actually very stressed, who are finding it difficult to regulate your emotions, you might want to start exercising regularly so you can actually be in charge of your mental health as well as your physical health. So, what are the common types of exercise that we are aware of? So mainly there are 4 types of exercises. You have the aerobic kind where it's actually focused on your cardiovascular health. You have the endurance or the strength kind where you go to the gym, you focus on your muscle mass, and then it actually helps you with resistance. Then you have the flexibility kind where it improves the range of motion such as yoga and stretching. And finally, you have the balancing kind where it focuses on your stability and also helps in fall prevention, such as Tai Chi, Qigong, and some of you dance as well. You go for tango and whatnot. So, the best is to incorporate all kinds of exercises. Now, let me share with you this new concept of opportunistic exercises because we are all very busy, right? We all go to work from 8 to 5, and some of us have on calls. We have so many things, right? So sometimes we need to know how to make sure that our every single moment is spent worth. And so opportunistic exercises are exercises where you can incorporate while you're waiting for something or while you are at work, while you're walking to a place. So some of the opportunistic exercises are like when quick workouts like calf raises, when you can stand and raise your calves, squats. You can desk push up in your office. So if you're moving or you're going towards a place or moving from one location to another, try walking. If it's a short duration, and if it's an intermediate duration, you can even start walking or even cycling, right? And if you are going for shopping, maybe you can start carrying the groceries, simple things like as you reach home, maybe weeding the garden, and fun activities. Bring your children out and play with them. If you have a pet at home, bring your pet out and play with them. And when is the last time you actually danced to a song, right? So these are all opportunistic exercises that you can incorporate in your lifestyle. So now I ask you this question, dear friends. Do you actually love yourself? Let's take a moment here. Take a deep breath in and just relax and ask yourself internally, do you actually love yourself? Do you really want peace within yourself? And if the answer is yes to both questions, then here are some recommendations for you. So these are the recommended exercise guidelines from the Ministry of Health. So Ministry of Health in Malaysia recommends that you be active as much as possible in your daily activities. Be active in many ways. Start walking. We have the Sepuluh Ribu Langkah and so many initiatives in the government and non-governmental agencies. We recommend that you alternate cardio exercise and strength training exercise at least 5 days a week. At least 5 days a week. Okay? And limit inactivity. Reduce sedentary habits each day. Okay? And recommended daily exercise for specific groups, such as children and adolescents, at least an hour a day. You don't have to teach children to actually to exercise. You just bring them to the park. They know what to do. They love interacting, and it actually helps them as well. And then for pregnant women, some pregnant women say that they don't need to exercise because they're pregnant. That's actually a myth that needs to be busted, right? So moderate exercise for short duration at like 30 minutes is good for pregnant ladies. And for obese individuals, moderate to intensive exercise daily, at least for 45 minutes. So these are the recommended daily exercise duration by groups from the Ministry of Health Malaysia. So now how can we transform our mindset as we're coming towards the end of my presentation already? How can we transform our mindset? I always like to use this mnemonic: start early, go slow, and reach safely. Start early meaning don't wait until next year or something to start, but start immediately right now. And take your time. Go slowly. You don't have to do every day 5 days a week, but maybe start with 3 days or 4 days first. In this way, you can actually go slowly and you will reach your goal, reach safely. So don't compare yourself with others, but have your own mindset transformation routine. For moving from negative mindset, set a goal, define achievable targets. Find a friend to accompany or account your enjoyment. Keep a journal if you don't have friends, right? Track your activities, share it on your social media accounts, your accomplishments. A lot of people share other things, right? Your festivities and whatever you're doing at home. Why don't you share these positive sharing so that you can motivate others to also exercise? And ultimately, this will lead to a positive mindset. So now let's come back to this character, Samnang, as we're ending the session today. So Samnang is just not a character. He's actually a very dear friend of mine. And I met him during my training in Cambodia when I was a medical student there. And right now, he messaged me yesterday, and I didn't share this to even my close team, but he messaged me yesterday saying that I've had a stroke and my right side of my body is partially paralyzed. I have very high cholesterol and I have to go to Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh is a city in Cambodia tomorrow to test for my heart. It really broke me and I felt really sad Because when I shared this news with my mother, and the first thing she said was, he's such a young person. How can this happen to him? When I video called him, this is what I saw. His face was drooped half side. He could no longer walk normally because half of his body was weak because of the stroke which took place. And the stroke is because high cholesterol and high blood pressure. So, my dear friends, ask you again, do you love yourself? Do you want peace with yourself? And if the answer is yes, what are you going to do differently after this webinar? How are you going to change yourself? Are you still going to wait for tomorrow to come, or are you going to start today, right now? With that, as a psychiatrist, I always share this as my last slide to help each and every one of you to, if you are going through stress, you can call Talian Heal at 15555. And if you are planning to conduct a webinar, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sai.